Ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back to another episode. My name is Baki.
My name is Papo.
My name is Mando. So, welcome back. New episode.
Another date.
Another day.
Another dollar. Well, we're not getting paid yet, but we will.
Eventually, bro. Eventually salimos de la pobreza, dice aquel.
Simón.
But, how you been, guys?
Tired. Excessively fucking tired. Been waking up at 2 in the morning every day.
What time you go to sleep?
9:30.
Bullshit. This motherfucker doesn't sleep, dude.
You stay up all night.
Bro.
He's like, I'm gonna wait. Might as well.
I mean, remember last time he was said that sometimes he zones out, like just
Bro.
autopilot, like
Yeah.
probably take a little nap while you're driving.
Dude, yeah, I probably do.
Bro.
There's times where I'm driving, I just don't know how the fuck I've gotten to places.
You work overnight and shit, right? You're driving, and they tell you to like meet somebody at a certain point, right? And you're driving and driving, you're not even paying attention, and then you're like, "Oh shit, I'm driving! I gotta, what the fuck? I just passed it, bro."
Dude, I hate those, dude. When you wake up, you're driving and you like you just said, like you remember you driving. I be feeling like throwing up, dude.
Really?
Like you're like, what the fuck tragedies have happened behind me?
Dude, I was driving.
There's times where like I pass a light and I'm like, was that bitch on green? Or was it on red?
Oh my god!
I'm like, bro, I don't know. But I look behind me and I see cars following me. And I'm like, I was probably on green.
That's horrendous, bro.
Yeah.
That's how I do it too. Like, was it on red or green? If I see a car behind me, then I'm like, okay, it wasn't green.
Yeah. I'm not banking on the fact that it just turned green.
Oh shit, bro.
No, I've been excessively tired.
Yeah.
Like, not as tired as I've felt before. Because I think I'm being more productive with my time. But, yeah, tired.
Dude, I go to sleep at 9 o'clock.
I was actually falling asleep before coming here.
I think just as much as eating, I need to get sleep, though. Like, I try to sleep the same time as possible. Because when I don't sleep enough, I just get, like, bad.
Yeah. I get what you mean. But like,
you know what I mean?
But, like, me, right? Like, it's not out of the normal, because, like Mando fucking says, like, I don't really fucking sleep, right? So, like, there's days where I only sleep, like, 2 hours and I'll go out the whole day like that, right? But, like, this one's a bit more consistent since I'm, like, doing shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I go to sleep at 9:30. I wake up at 2. 2 in the morning, not 2 in the afternoon, for y'all motherfuckers thinking that I wake up at 2 in the afternoon. Like, I wake up at 2 in the morning. And, like, I feel fine as long as I'm doing something. But the second, like, I sit down and chill or I lay down, that's when it hits me. I'm like, oh, shit, I'm tired. But, like, as long as I'm doing something, I'm fine. Like, I can run on 5 hours for the whole day. I can run on 5 hours.
You know what I hate? When you work during the day, then you work night shifts, and then you have to work the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Especially during the summertime. When it hits you when, like, it's hot. I mean, at least for me personally.
Fucking 24-hour shifts type of shit. Yeah.
Just
Yo, you're in your truck falling asleep, balls sticking to your leg and shit. You're just like, oh, I can't. I gotta go home and shower, dude.
Bro, like, the feeling is horrible, bro, because, like, you're trying to keep your eyes open, and for the life of you, like, if your life depended on keeping your eyes open, you're fucking dead. Bro, your eyes are like this.
I mean, actually, they do depend, though, because imagine you driving and fall asleep.
Yeah.
Bro, I've gotten to the point where I have to, like, smack myself to, like, stay up. You're
Bro,
just like,
do that every day.
Fuck.
I've smacked myself, put the AC, window down, blasting music, fucking everything, dude. But sometimes it just doesn't do it.
Bro, like, I've gone to a certain point where, like I feel like when you do nicotine, it keeps you up.
I don't know about all that.
So like, when I used to work overnights and I used to chew, bro, I'd go through more dip than on working on day shift. Cause like I just chew
Just to stay up.
Just to stay up.
But it's like how they say, you know, like if you eat something, like I'm not saying like eat a whole fucking meal, but like as long as you're like munching on something, it'll
like
keep you
gum,
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that fucking helps me, bro. That just helps me. But there's points where like I haven't been able to chew like these past few months. Like I've been like on Zen and shit. So like I just do the Zen, but sometimes the Zen doesn't even cut it anymore, bro. Like I'm just like, fuck, stay up, bitch, stay up, bro.
Fucking, I don't know, dude. I just feel like the tired that I feel now from before isn't the same. Like that tired was like me not doing shit tired, but this tired is like me being productive and like it's like I said, like as long as I'm productive, I'm fine.
I feel like
The
you're
second-
physically tired.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
probably.
Yeah.
Cause like I said, like as soon as I sit down, or like I'm like laying down, it just hits me. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm tired. I'm like falling the fuck asleep anywhere I fucking sit. But so I wanted to go back, reference the last episode. You weren't here, right? And Mando and I kind of asked a question. Well, two questions. Have nothing related between them, but first question is, what do you think about Padre Pio?
I don't think what is it?
So he's a priest who people claim that he would do, I guess, miracles, right?
Yeah.
He would read your heart. He could levitate supposedly.
Oh yeah.
Biolocation.
Biolocation,
So,
meaning like he
being
can be in
multiple
two
spots.
places at once. What was another thing?
He had the stigmata.
Oh, the stigmata, the wounds that Jesus had, like
From birth.
That's the thing, we don't know.
Yeah.
But they just said that he had the stigmata and that they would bleed constantly, so he would wrap up his hands. So like he would have the wounds that Jesus had from the cross.
Yeah, he said suppose like he would lose a cup of blood a day.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
So, like, my thing is, like, Mando and I were saying that, at least in our opinion, that it wasn't anything good.
Wait, yeah.
Because you're kind of comparing yourself to Jesus. And, like, the people would want to do confession with this man and things like that. And it was almost like they were almost worshiping the guy. You know what I mean? So, like, and you know how they say they don't worship anyone besides the one true Father, which is Jesus and all that, right? So it's like, what do you think about that?
So, like I said, like you just mentioned, first of all, I feel like the moment you start worshiping somebody to like, you know, like I guess that's what they used to do with him. Just because maybe the person had a gift, you know what I mean? Because God gives people like gifts to, you know, being able to pray for them. Again, it's people use the people to get, you know, for healing, right?
Mm-hmm.
When somebody prays and if they have faith, they will heal. Now, once you get to the point where people start worshiping them just because, according to you just said, right? Because the person will be in one place and then be in another place. You know what I mean? That's suspicious, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if, I don't know, like the only thing I know that could do that is just, this is como los brujos que andan ahí.
Yeah. that's what I was on is like fucking like to me like it wasn't a good thing because like I don't think I've ever heard of something like that, you know, and it's weird that, you know, a mortal would be able to have such abilities, you know what I mean?
Because have you heard of the people that turn like into animals?
Like werewolf type thing?
Like
No.
skinwalker type deal?
Kind of like, right? 'Cause
Skinwalker.
I remember because when I was a kid, I remember there were stories that some person said they saw like I believe it was a pig,
Mm-hmm.
and then somebody tried to like, I guess shot him,
Mm-hmm.
hit him in the leg, and the next morning the person, it was an old lady who woke up and she had somebody had shot her in her leg.
Oh, fuck.
Or there would be places like there's a story of this person that there was known that she would do that.
Yeah.
Allegedly, right? I don't know. Like I think I don't know if she was still alive when I was born or anything, but it's just a story people from the town that I'm from they used to say, right? Because she would apparently change like turn into animals at night.
Oh,
No,
yo,
I
I've
don't
heard
know.
that. Yeah.
Now, like there's a lot of stuff too, like that people can like. I think in Mexico they call it maybe it's not skinwalkers though.
No, what?
Nahual. Yeah, Nahuales. So, have you heard of that?
No.
So
It's almost the same, just as a skinwalker, no?
yeah. But yeah. So, but the thing with the skinwalker, I'm pretty sure it's like a damned witch in Native American culture, I
Yeah,
believe, if
yeah.
I'm not mistaken. And the Nahual is something that possesses someone that possesses the power to change
At will.
into an animal.
Yeah, they can turn into a dog or a bird or something.
But do you think that's like,
Legit.
legit, or like I don't even know how to word the question, but like, how do you see it in the perspective of like the Bible? Like,
I believe it's demonic myself.
I mean, definitely, dude.
yeah,
That's
I mean,
demonic.
Just like how we know the power, like, of course, we're not comparing God's power to the devil's power, but the devil can do a lot of things too. They can make it seem like it's just like how they make it look like the person look like Jesus, that he can do miracles and stuff. You know, they can turn like those are like espíritus malos, like demonios.
demons.
They can they can take any shape or form.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
because like a lot of people say that he was a saint and everything and all that. So I was just like, I kind of want to see your perspective on it.
Now,
you know?
like I said, I don't know much about him, but the fact that you said, and also if you Google it, it actually says that the person was able to be in one place and another. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't think it's possible. I don't think the Bible mentions it.
yeah,
Yeah, dude, I don't know. He's was from Italy, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
He died in 1968, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 68. He was 81. Yeah, he's known for having the gift or biolocation, the ability to be in two places at the same time.
Yeah.
No human being can do that. Though.
Yeah,
Not even with
so I'm just like, that's why I was like, I kind of want to see what Bucky's fucking perspective was on it.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know, but this just doesn't look.
It doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
yeah, because the fact, like, and especially that he said he has the stigmata and shit on his hands, like that one.
Yeah,
that one is like, you're not claiming it, but like you're kind of comparing yourself
Yeah.
to Jesus.
Definitely.
And that one just doesn't sit right. Like, and people like kind of, there's some people that think that he purposefully made the wounds.
Probably.
So it's like
Sounds about right.
it's very possible that that's what was happening. You know.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you go on Google, have a bunch of people most ask questions, right? Like, what is Padre Pio most known for? What miracles did he do? What did Jesus say to Padre Pio? And somebody even asked, what did Padre Pio smell like?
What the fuck?
No, further, like it says, what did Padre Pio smell like?
Is that like those suggested questions on Google?
Yeah, people ask, right? You see it, right?
Yeah. Oh my god.
And it says so much roses and
Bro, I mean, I'm telling you, like they were saying that there would be like lines, bro. There was
3 days
in the video. It was that we watched. It said that there was a line for confession with him, and he said that it lasted 3 days, no stop. Like he didn't eat, he didn't drink water, nothing. And that's where I'm like, there's just no way anybody's gonna be up for 3 days straight without food, without water.
yeah, that's weird.
Doing confession.
Now here's the thing: I've never been to like confession, or I don't know what you call it, right?
Yeah.
But can you see the?
No.
No,
No,
you
no.
can't see
No,
it?
no, no. It's like a screen, right?
Yeah, you walk in, and the father is on one side, and then the person confessing is on another side, and there's a divided window.
Now, what if maybe 3 days? Maybe they change people. I mean, There's people that can make
Oh,
imitate
like
your voice and
like
stuff.
yeah.
Know what I mean?
That's
like
what
a second.
Yeah.
like a double.
Like a double, yeah.
Would they charge money for it? Or,
Probably.
I don't
I mean,
know.
if you see like Pope, there's thousands of people like come to see him.
Oh, dude, have you seen the Pope recently?
No, I haven't.
Oh, he's bad.
Yeah, he's
Like-
pretty
like,
bad.
he's
He
in
looks
bad
different,
condition.
dude. And he came out recently. He
Are
came
you
out.
talking about when
he was in the wheelchair and he
yeah.
was just waving, and he looked
he
like he
barely no, he wasn't
like-
waving. He was barely
yeah,
waving.
like the lights
yeah, dude.
were on, but nobody was home.
So yeah,
So yeah,
like-
I guess yeah.
the Pope is like another person that I feel like that gets worshipped.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, it's true. Like a lot of people say, well, the Pope said it was good, so we'll do it. The Pope this, the Pope that. Like,
Yeah, but I
the
mean,
Pope is nobody to do that.
yeah.
I've met Catholics that don't even agree with the Pope.
Have you?
Yeah, yeah,
Wow. Because I kind of assume that all Catholics kind
not all of
of.
them.
yeah. Not
Yeah.
all of them agree with him. Oh, Mel Gibson was talking about that stuff. Like he allegedly, the Pope allegedly brought in a pagan god that is worshipped in Argentina into the
Oh,
into
yeah, I heard
the
of that.
Vatican, and like, why would you do that?
Wasn't the Pope saying that all religion should be like one religion?
Exactly.
So it's like
That's not.
that in itself, like kind of
It's
contradicts
it's-
because
it's
there's only one.
yeah. It's you believe in God. It doesn't matter the religion, but if you believe in
Yeah.
a false God, it's not the same.
Yeah. And he's talking about like all these religions coming to become one.
Well, see,
know?
like you know, because he wants what they want is to want to bring everyone to be united, right? And like we said before, like they tell people, they preach about God, like the love of God, right? I mean, like Jesus had, but they make it seem like he would be okay with all the, like he just said, all religions are the same, right?
Mhm.
They're not.
No.
And it clearly says in the Bible, if you don't believe in Jesus, then you're against
Yeah.
Jesus. You know what I mean?
When you worship other gods, that
Yeah.
means,
And
you
if they
know,
tell you, oh, it's fine. Just we all worship in the same God.
Or if like he's like accepted homosexual marriages too. That's no good. No good. That it's
you know how they like
you
they
burn
like try
you,
and kiss his hand too, or
you-
they kiss his ring or something.
yeah,
like that.
you burn twice as hard when you start fucking manipulating religion to your convenience.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, they do, right? Like people
Yeah.
will kiss him and like, dude, why?
that's what I'm saying. Like you're worshiping the guy.
Yeah.
So-
Because I mean, like, why are you kissing his ring? You know,
Because they think he's holy.
yeah.
but I mean, still, I mean,
I don't know, but like,
he's a human just like you and I.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah, I don't know why he decides to. Who told him that?
Who
this-
gave you
this-
the authority?
This
He's
is gonna
basically
be
like a
controversial as fuck.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, this is all our opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I feel like I was talking to somebody at work the other day. Was it at work? No, it wasn't at work. It was someone because he said that he's been married, and he was talking about his marriage, how it didn't work and stuff, right? But then he said when I got divorced, we had to send a letter to the Pope. I was like, for what?
What?
He said, yeah, because he needs to sign the letter.
To get divorced?
Yeah. So if
It
he
was a
doesn't,
Catholic
yeah, I guess,
marriage.
yeah.
Mhm.
He said that if he doesn't sign it, then you're still married to the person. The divorce is not.
Even though, like, legally you're not, like,
Well,
legally you're
it's-
divorced.
Yeah, but if he doesn't sign it, I think that's how it goes. I might be wrong. Like I said, it's. Like he said, if the Pope doesn't agree with, like, he doesn't sign the paper, then you're not divorced.
So what about a situation like this? How he's in the hospital? How's he gonna go through all that?
There has
I
to be a
guess-
second man.
They got people.
You know how they
there,
say
right?
that there's like more than one pope?
Probably.
Probably.
Like I've heard that there's like
more than one pope at a time. One's just in the covers.
So like I've heard of there's like they dress differently. So there's the pope that's dressed in white. There's a pope dressed in red, and there's a pope dressed in black. I saw it somewhere. I don't know if it's true, but I mean,
Who
could be
knows?
possible.
The Vatican holds many secrets.
Many fucking secrets.
crazy.
I'm kind of curious as to what secrets they hold, because you know how they're the ones that have changed the Bible too.
Yeah, and supposedly they're the one. Well, they're the ones that know that if there's alien life.
Do you think that's true? That they would know something like that?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. When they were talking about possibly finding life, the Pope was like, we need to be there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Vatican was like, we definitely need to be there for this.
Damn. Like that, like without saying stuff, that's telling you.
There's
like
paintings with flying saucers in them. And nobody
Yeah, that's
can,
true.
and then nobody can really fucking even say what the fuck is that?
Yeah, it's like how different civilizations have like similar hieroglyphics and stuff.
Yeah,
And it's like, how? Like, there's just no possibility that, like, a civilization in like Central America or South America, whatever, would know the same shit as a civilization that was happening in Europe or Africa. You know,
What do you guys think about cloning?
cloning.
You're creating like something similar to.
Yeah,
Like, cloning in
Like,
general or cloning humans?
Cloning in general. I mean, if they can clone animals, you think they can't clone humans too?
Probably.
No, I know they can. I mean, if you could do
Yeah.
one, you could do all.
Yeah.
You know,
So my thing is like,
process might be a little bit different, but I mean, if you could do it once, you could do it with anything.
yeah. I feel like, I mean, like cloning's, it's a lot of people say it's like morally wrong because it's like you're making life.
You're creating.
You're playing God.
Yeah.
I think you know how like people were saying that like who was the guy who created Facebook?
Mark Zuckerberg.
You know how some people like
Mark
Zuckerberg.
you know how some people say that like his eyes look like he could be a
Reptilian?
Oh,
Yeah,
reptilian.
something like
Yeah.
What if he got a clone? Like, you know what I mean?
Like
people
a
like that.
Like they
double.
all have doubles. Like, you know how they've
They
said
say-
that Kevin Hart, he got into that bad accident. Like the car was like total. Like it was like for him to die
Yeah.
in that accident, and somehow he was fine.
Like a month later, he was already on
Yeah.
TV. Or a few weeks later, he was on TV again.
Yeah. They were saying that was a clone, because there's just no way that he would have survived an accident like that. I'm telling you, like that fucking car was gone, totaled, like destroyed.
Yeah.
I definitely believe they can do it because I mean they can if they are able to, I guess, create life with animals that don't exist anymore. That they literally have to build the DNA. I think it should be easy with all the technology we have to
Yeah.
make another one that look like you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because you have all the DNA and everything they need.
And like,
Yeah.
back to like the Kevin Hart thing. Like Kevin Hart, they say he's a clone, right? And like he was on a stream with Kai Cenat. You know who that streamer is, right?
Yeah.
And they were starting to pray, and he was just making fun of it. Like he was just laughing, making jokes while they were trying to pray at the table.
Was he?
Yeah, and then Kai Cenat was like, "Bruh," Drewski was even like, "Yo, come on now, like have respect."
Oh damn, I didn't see that.
Yeah, dude.
Because I know like Kevin Hart goes with Kai Cenat a lot.
Yeah.
Like they're always like recording together.
And then like the cloning thing, like if they can make a human, all right. So a dog, it costs almost $100K, or I don't know, like something like that. Oh no, I think it's like $50K to clone your dog, to like store his DNA, so when he passes away, you can clone the dog again, and have the same exact dog all over again.
I don't know.
If it
about
co-
that.
No,
I kind of no. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. What I'm saying
a
is
service.
like no. I know, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying is it kind of ruins the actual moments you had with your dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, for some people, they go out of their way for it. Like, imagine they can do that with a dog.
Yeah, like I said, like
And then charge like 30K, 40, 50K, 100,000,
Mm-hmm.
right? How much do you think a fucking human would cost?
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like if you could do it once with anything, then anything is possible at this point.
Yeah. And then they also do it in Saudi Arabia where they clone camels because they race them. So like there was this one camel that was like super expensive, like in the millions, right? One of a kind camel, big as shit. They cloned him. They cloned him, and only like Chinese scientists can clone them in Saudi Arabia, and they can't clone them anywhere else because of moral
Now,
reasons.
here's a question: do they? How do they make them though?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because here's the thing: because you can, of course, it's humans or
You're
anything.
talking about like are they putting like an embryo and
Yeah,
like
'cause
grow
they-
them naturally?
I'm pretty sure they make the embryo and then they implant it in an egg, and from there they put the egg into a surrogate, just like
So it's like a natural birth type of thing.
yeah, but it's manipulated.
Yeah.
It's
Obviously.
manipulated,
Yeah.
and that's the clone.
But again, that would be a whole different thing, though. It's not. You might look the same, just like the dogs, right?
Yeah.
Because, like I said, you might
It's like
have
having a twin almost.
yeah, having a twin.
No, apparently it's like 99% the same thing.
No, what I'm saying is like look like you, probably sound like you, and all that stuff, but it won't have the memories you have. You know
they say memory is stored in your DNA.
You think?
That's what they say. That's why sometimes your kids can do the same thing that you do.
probably, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
I guess so.
I think
Yeah, like they can have certain habits that maybe you didn't have, but your grandma did.
I mean, I get that, right? But a habit's a habit, you know. But like, what I'm saying is like a life-changing memory, you know, type of thing, or like just a moment that you had with someone. Like
Yeah.
they probably won't have that.
I guess so.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like
Like
starting.
they won't have like actual memories of what you've done. They'll
Yeah.
probably have like a habit like your kid does.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess some would say it's instinct.
Yeah.
now here's the thing. I think it's hard for them. It would be a little more difficult for them to make a human, because you know how a lot of animals. At least me personally, I can't really. If there's two dogs or two cats that they're the same color, I mean, you can't really see the difference in them
Mm-hmm.
personally, right? But a human, we have siblings, we have brothers and sisters, right? And we have the same DNA, same dad, same mom, but we look different.
Yeah. We all.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
So-
that's because when it comes to that, genetic makeup is different because, like, for example, somebody, so your mom could be from a certain country, let's say, Guatemala, right?
Mhm.
They have two parents. One is European and the other one is native, okay? And then your dad is from Brazil. And one can be from Argentina, and one can be, a native from the most or Asian, right?
Yeah.
When it comes down to you, you could get like 30% that Asian descent, and then you can have like 65% of the rest, right? Like of another genetic makeup. But then your brother can be like 99%.
It's like spinning a wheel.
Yeah, of one genetic makeup, and then 1% of that native makeup.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so like I knew some twins when I was in school, and she was, I think like her mom was Mexican, but like half Mexican, half white, and then her father was black, and she came out being a white girl, like ginger, blue eyes, and everything, and then her sister was black,
That's
and they were
crazy.
twins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's wild. Yeah.
yeah, they were twins.
What school is this?
Middle school,
Middle school?
and high school.
No, I was gonna say because I think I've met people like that.
Yeah.
They're not twins, but they relate.
They're
the same
fraternal
day.
twins.
Yeah, and then they definitely look
Yeah.
different.
So they get like a different percentage of their
like
ancestry.
I think yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah, like some kids, some black parents come with white kids, or some like mixed Asian parents come with,
That's
darker kids.
I don't know if I
or
told
white
you
kids.
before, right? I used to date this girl, and she told me, she's like, if we ever have a kid, don't be surprised if our kids come out.
Oh my god.
Now she's not white, but she looks white. Like her eyes are
Yeah.
green and everything.
Yeah.
Looks white.
Yeah,
And I was like, dude, what? She's like, yeah, because I have family. Like my
Yeah.
my granddad used to be I'm like, dude, that don't make any sense. You look white, and
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, I don't know. It might can be true.
It's weird how that works out. It's really fucking weird. Like there's so many. Oh, we had him as a guest, Pedro.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think he is?
Like,
I thought is
Like,
he
what
is he
countries he's from?
Salvadorian?
Huh?
like countries?
Yeah.
He's Filipino.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Nah,
But he looks white.
he didn't look white.
Yeah. He looked white or Hispanic.
He looked Hispanic, but not white.
But why do you think? I was
Because-
talking to him. I was like, you don't look Filipino, and he was like, oh yeah, my grandfather is white, and his dad is Hispanic.
Oh well, I mean then.
Yeah, but it's like he didn't get none of the Filipino.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's like your genetic makeup can change.
So his mom was Filipino. Is
Yeah.
Filipino?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
But I mean, you know how like the Philippines was like conquered by the Spanish and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like they have Spanish within them. So that's probably why he doesn't look so much
Yeah.
Filipino than
Yeah.
he does Hispanic.
That's
the
like,
Hispanic part took
cen-
over.
like
'cause of that.
Mexico and Central America though, conquered by the
Spaniards.
But
Spaniards,
Spaniards,
right?
yeah.
So that's another thing. Have you guys ever thought about taking one of those DNA tests and see what your
Oh, like the 23 and
I'm
23
this
andmes?
close to doing it.
You know they say that that's a bad thing because they keep your DNA.
They just sold.
Yeah.
They just bankrupt and they sold their DNA and
Yeah.
sold DNA to
Oh
make
no,
up.
never mind. It's not like I'm
Yeah.
gonna
And
gain
guess who
anything.
bought? Guess who bought the fucking
Of course,
DNA?
Elon
It was
Musk.
no,
The Chinese.
yeah.
They're gonna create.
So that's why
Yeah.
they say it's a bad thing because
Okay, never
they
mind.
store your your DNA.
But just imagine, because this dude I work for, he's like, dude, I took a DNA, to see where I'm from. He's like, now he's like, I'm from, my parents are from Salvador, so he said. And he took the test. He was like, turns out that I'm 50% native from El Salvador.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I mean, I can tell that. And he's like, the other one, I forgot what countries, but he said, like, it's basically 50% from El Salvador, and the other 50% is just divided in a bunch of countries. And I think that 50% is from the people from Spain, that came to. But then you got people like, get my family, or some people that look like, look like they could be, that don't look like they from the same, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it makes you wonder, like, dude, like, what are you? Like,
Yeah. 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 I'm
You know what I
telling
mean?
you. Yeah, I'm telling you. It's really, it really comes down to like luck when it comes to your
That's like
genetics.
how you motherfuckers like say that I'm fucking Arab.
oh, dude, all you gotta do is just amarrate algo y te vas a llamar el bélico. Just,
Oh my god.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's cool stuff. Like I wanted to do that, and then I heard that the Chinese were fucking trying to buy that fucking DNA.
now, what is it
That-
gonna
I
do
don't-
with me? I heard some.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
oh, you good?
The conspiracy theory is that the Chinese are buying the DNA, so when they want to make biochemical weapons, right? They can, let's say, if you have this certain gene, let's say
Oh, so
the
they're like-
majority of the Americans have a certain gene. Like, let's say, like 99% or 95 or 85% of the Americans have this certain gene
That
Right.
they don't have.
that they don't have. They can make a bioweapon to attack the United States that will attack the people with this gene. So that way they could wipe out.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
That's
I
smart.
still want to
Yeah,
do it though.
because it's
Smart.
possible.
Yeah, I mean it's smart.
But do it, send it.
Do it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna turn
But,
out to be.
Don't give them ideas.
I heard somebody saying that the other day. I was like, well, because they were like, why would the Chinese want me? Like, I'm not
Yeah.
they
special.
don't want you.
But then, like,
can
it makes
take you
sense
out,
what you
though.
just said.
Yeah.
They also said they're trying to, like, when they steal your information,
Mhm.
yeah, they're not really trying to
They
get
don't
to
care-
you.
yeah.
They don't care about you, but they're trying to, like, they see who's closest. Like, let's just say we have somebody related that works for the government, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want to get as close as they can to that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what they're wanting. That's what I used to think. But now what you just said, it make a lot more sense now because, what I
Yeah.
mean? They would.
And biometrics is a real thing. That's how they're killing people off in Afghanistan.
Oh, yeah.
Off biometrics and seeing who the fuck's related to them. And But yeah,
Yeah. So what were we talking about?
It's a fun world.
genetics.
Oh yeah. Like it's crazy how they can create stuff. We know naturally, like if you mix a donkey with a horse, you know, like
You get a
like
mule.
Yeah, a mule. But the reason, since the donkey and the horse they're different, the mule cannot have babies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's something natural though. But when we have like the scientists creating things like that probably don't exist anymore. It's just like the wolves.
The
dire wolf.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
10,000 years, dude.
10,000 years, dude. Like,
It's crazy that DNA lasts that long.
It's rare.
Yeah.
It's rare. It's rare.
and I was talking to my dad. No, it wasn't. It was my dad and I believe my mom and my uncle was there. They were talking about. I was like, oh yeah, you know, like in the news they were saying that they still had a sperm from the dire wolf. I was like, that's not.
How?
That's
Yeah,
what
that's
I
not
tried.
possible.
And here's the thing. That's the easiest way to just tell people, right?
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, that's not possible because they can collect your DNA with just your skin.
Mhm.
Well, like, you know what I mean? A lot of times when a crime happens, the first thing they look for
Yeah,
is
skin doesn't have.
I mean,
DNA.
not as, but like, you know what I mean? Like a hair,
yeah, hair.
stuff like that, right?
stuff like that.
Saliva, like anything.
The hair follicle is
Yeah.
what has the DNA.
well, that's
not
what,
the
yeah,
hair
not your
itself,
hand because,
yeah.
you know, you touch things and like
Yeah.
it keeps, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It changes, right? But I was trying to explain it how it works, and then they're like, "Oh well, but that's not what the news said." It got to a point where it was like kind of
Yeah.
we were like, you know, argument.
But the news can say anything they want, and people will probably
People will believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, here's the question: do you think?
It's like they say fucking. They could probably say, "Oh, you go fucking do a flip off a bridge, they'll give you $50,000. You go and fucking do it, and you're gonna die."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing: do you think it's like 100% the animal?
Not
There's no way.
not 100%. I know
You
that
have to
they're filling.
reconstruct. You have to reconstruct
They-
something. It's
yeah.
10,000 years.
They have to fill in the gap with the closest ancestor of the animal. Is what I know, because I believe that the mammoth is supposed to be brought back, and they're gonna use the Asian elephant to fill in gaps.
They brought the what's it called? Is it the woolly mouse or some shit like that?
No, it's not. It's they used a mouse to see if they can bring back the mammoth.
No. It's like it's a species of mouse.
I saw the hairy mouse. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that-
a woolly mouse.
supposedly.
Oh shit.
They were
Nice.
born around the same time. The woolly mouse and the dire wolf were born around the same time, but the dire wolf I think beat it by like I don't know, like either a few months or a few weeks or some shit like that.
So they say that if they bring back the woolly mammoth, it would help with the carbon emissions.
How?
Some shit. It's gonna help the environment.
We'll ride the woolly mammoth to work.
No, I mean you got
Yeah, but that
instead of like you know, horsepower is gonna be
Woolly
Fucking
power.
Woolly power.
Here's the thing: in order for that to actually work, you would need a bunch of them. Though.
But like, all right,
a
You're
bunch
not
of
just not just one, not just two, and then again,
mammoths.
you gotta make sure that they're not related.
but you gotta see.
Yeah.
You gotta see. I mean,
There has to be at
they're
least
gonna be
3,
huge.
4.
They would be huge. It would be huge. I'm not saying that there ain't enough space for them.
They're
But
going to be
it's-
probably a tad bit smaller than what they were, but they're
Well,
going to be
it's-
approximately the same size.
Yeah.
That will look
But
the
that's
same.
huge.
For us, that we don't really know how it actually look, like in details and stuff. It was gonna look really similar to what we.
They're
can
going
see
to bring
in
it
pictures.
back on like 2028.
Now, here's the thing: those, you know, they used to be alive when it was coal and ice age and everything, unless they keep it in.
In Antarctica.
Yeah,
Or
because they're not gonna be able to survive here.
They say that they died off not because of
climate.
climate, but because of human interaction.
They were overhunted or something.
Yeah.
Well, see,
It's like the bison.
Yeah.
yeah,
There's no actual real buffaloes. The closest to real that as they get is in like Colorado or Wyoming or something.
is the other one we were talking about? Elephant.
No. It was a woolly mouse.
Okay, so yeah. Now here's the thing. Even if they were to bring them back, the environment is not the same as how they used to be back in the days.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's one. Two, you will have to create more than one, more than two, more than you need a bunch of them in order to,
For them to procreate
and make sure they're not related or have the same DNA, because then that's when, they either sick
shit goes south.
Yeah. Another thing is that just like the wolves we were just talking about, like, they're growing up in an area where they're controlled, where they probably, they bring the food to them, and those wolves they're not gonna be able to live in the wild.
They're having the same instinct as before.
I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, it gets to a point where they become domesticated because they've been with humans.
It's impossible. Wolf dogs aren't even domesticated.
But what I'm saying is, like, think about it though.
There's a level to domesticating.
You raise a person where you just feed them all the time. You never teach them how to work. You never teach them how to fish.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like,
so
there's a
your
level
instinct,
of
is you get hungry, you're gonna look for it, but like you don't know how to do it. You don't know
but
what.
How
to
many
eat.
years did that take?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. In order for them to actually survive, they need to be raised by another wolf.
Yeah, that's why they're trying to make a pack. They have 3 right now, and the 2 6-month-old wolves are at 80 pounds
80
right
pounds.
now.
They're gonna grow to be 150 pounds. I think.
Why don't they? You know what they should do? They should keep him with a pack of gray wolves, so they can learn how to hunt and stuff.
They're gonna take over that fucking pack real quick.
Well, I mean, but I guess they would learn how to do it, and they would start mating with the other ones. And then
supposedly the gray wolf killed them off. And what I was also
that's crazy because the dire wolf is supposedly a lot bigger than the
I guess the gray wolf probably hunted more efficiently or was able to get
a bigger pack or something.
Yeah.
They also said that they don't like the DNA in their wolf. I think don't. Like we just mentioned, like you can mix a horse and a donkey. They can't mix with other wolves, though.
They're gonna be able to get. They probably have DNA from more than one wolf.
They might be able to.
No, I mean now, because it's not 100%.
Yeah,
it's not 100%. But I'm just saying,
it's
like,
damn near.
That's what they're saying. That that's one of the reasons why they went, they disappeared because there was no
female.
I mean, they weren't able, because they ran out of females,
yeah,
and then even if they were to do it with the gray wolves, no babies were able to,
But like, it's like that saying, fucking survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
they went extinct for a reason. I mean, you think bringing them back would do any good?
Oh, don't try it, bro. Don't try it because it will come back. It can.
I'm saying, I mean, they can come back and everything, but like, do you think that it would do any good to like the environment? To the environment, no. Like to the ecosystem and all that stuff?
Definitely not. Not. Like there's instances where they release a certain population that's gone down into certain locations, and it just kills off all the prey, and it eventually just like wipes out the ecosystem. Or starts wiping out the ecosystem. You can tell.
Yeah, because they don't have any.
So that's what I'm saying. Like survival of the fittest, and then like there's a reason why they became extinct.
Yeah.
So I don't think bringing them back would do any good.
I think it's more so like it's cool.
That's what I'm saying.
It's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's cool, but it's like, should we do it? Probably not.
It's cool.
Probably not. Here's the thing: if you're trying to bring it back and put it in the wild, don't do it because they definitely gonna die. But
we're gonna bring back dinosaurs. Jurassic Park.
That'd be cool,
dude.
Jurassic World.
Be nice. In a freaking island. You know what I mean? Far away from.
Call it Nebula.
But no, I think if they were to bring them back, like any type of animal you can keep as a pet. Well, not as a pet, but just keep it in a. I was gonna say jail, but
in a cage.
Yeah, because like they're
in like a sanctuary.
Basically, that kind of imitates how their environment used to be. And that would be cool. You know what I mean? Like,
that's cool.
Like pay money to go see this thing.
But you're talking about you would have to make a sanctuary big enough for it to actually thrive. You know what I mean?
At least keep it alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like that would be cool. Like have a little Jurassic Park type of park.
Yeah.
With these
who's
animals?
got one of those?
Cool.
One of the.
It'd be fucked up, but cool.
No, but if you're gonna do that,
might as well.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, it's cool. Like, I don't think bringing them back completely and then
Hear this
releasing
out.
them into the environment
Hear this
is
out.
any fucking good.
So you know how the woolly mammoth was as big as it was, right? There's this theory where they say that everything was a lot bigger back in the day because oxygen was more pure.
That's what I was gonna say too.
Because they can carbon date trees and shit, and it apparently had tons more oxygen, tons more, and also they got like I think I might be fucking butchering the shit out of this, but apparently they were able to get a sample of oxygen from amber,
Is that a thing?
an amber bubble,
And
and
that's a thing.
yeah,
That's crazy.
and it was a lot more pure.
Yeah,
Oh,
you,
yeah.
That's
you
why-
you didn't have fucking factories, cars,
That's
and all
why-
that shit. Like that's like oxygen
Trash
must
and
have
all
been
that.
fucking
Great, like
phenomenal.
you might be like it must have been so rich that you pass out.
probably.
Oh, yeah, for
because
us,
too
it
much.
wouldn't-
Like I've heard that too much oxygen is not the best thing.
Like you might pass out,
Like,
but that's why
you'll
everything
die.
was a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Like dinosaurs and all that stuff was a lot bigger, and bugs were a lot. Like we have the same. Like there's certain bugs that were prominent, right, and they were a lot bigger than they are now. And then you have fucking like for example like alligators, crocodiles. They were a lot bigger. Then you have the megalodon.
Yeah.
That's like closest relative is the great white shark. That was tons bigger.
I mean, they adapt to the changes of the environment.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just like you just said, like if we were to go back in time, our bodies are not used to have so much.
We would. Yeah, we
Oxygen.
would probably fucking.
And same
We
with
would
the
probably
animals.
die.
And that's another thing. That's another thing. Because imagine we bring the elephant. What is it called? The mammoth.
The woolly mammoth.
Yeah. Imagine the lungs are made to be able to take more
That type,
oxygen.
yeah.
But then again, you have to put it this way: it's going to be probably patched in with an Asian elephant.
Which okay, yeah. Then they should call it a hybrid. You know, it's
Yeah.
a mix.
I
or at
think,
least-
but I'm pretty sure like a hybrid has to be a certain percentage to even consider it a hybrid.
But the fact that it's not 100% is, to me, that's just considered a hybrid.
To me personally, that's a clone. You're only really using a surrogate. And they're trying to make an artificial womb to make purebred dire wolves.
I guess that would be cool.
That would be fucking cool. Like
Yeah.
to see actual animals and how they would study and like how they would work and study it.
So, like the dire wolves, right? They said that their fur, was that genetically, the color of their fur, was that genetically, like, manipulated, or was that the actual color?
That's
of-
how dire wolves are.
Because I heard that they kind of, like, mess with some things, and scientists believe that it was white.
yeah,
So that's why they're white.
they're
So
probably white.
because the way that they made it sound like they made the dire wolves white.
So my thing is they probably got a whole bunch of dire wolves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And were able to identify that was the same genome. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you're able to tell that a woolly mammoth is not black, it is brown.
I guess.
You get what I'm saying? So I guess it might be one of those things, but then again, who knows? I'm down to see what the fuck else
Sabertooth?
can happen.
Tiger? Anybody?
Can you imagine? I used to keep it in a zoo or something.
You know what I would want to see? A dodo bird.
Oh,
They're
just literally
they're
just
doing
looking
that.
Yeah, the
They're
dodo
working on
bird
the
it
dodo
didn't go
bird.
extinct till like the 1800s. I think 1887 or some shit.
But they went
They were
extinct
huge.
because they were dumb.
Yeah. They were so dumb. They'd just come up to people, so it was so easy for them to like hunt them.
Hunted,
Like calling somebody a dodo bird is an insult.
Yeah, because dodo birds are retarded. Have you ever watched Ice Age?
Yeah.
Yo, they say dodo birds were retarded.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I think instead of spending so much money in trying to bring animals that existed thousands of years ago, we should try to bring the ones that when
They're like hurting now. Like
yeah, the
are
ones that are hurting
endangered.
now, or the ones that when like
They're,
what is the word like when they stop? like,
mm,
I think they did that with the cougars,
excuse me.
mountain
They're
lions.
endangered.
Yeah, the ones that are endangered is the one that just you're not recently.
I think they did that with the mountain lions.
That's what they need to do.
They did
because
that
they're-
with mountain lions, but they ended up being like a lot bigger.
So they fucked up.
And they started killing off a lot.
It's fucking.
Well, yeah, that's what they need to do. I think if you wanna spend money and
Like-
time on something, we should try to keep the ones.
There
that
should
we
be
already
trial
have.
and
Yeah.
errors. I feel like these motherfuckers are just cloning and then releasing. It's like, come on,
Yeah.
like don't do that. Like, figure out how this animal fucking actually acts before you release it.
It's like
Yeah.
the Smithsonian, like the museums. They have we only can see about 5% of what they have in there.
Yeah.
If you go right, I think 95% of the stuff they have, they keep it like people can't see it, and apparently it costs about $100 million a year to maintain and stuff. They have a bunch of animals, like fish, like in I guess alcohol to preserve like
Yeah.
the skin and everything.
Formaldehyde and shit.
Yeah, so I think the reason why they're not they're still trying to find to bring some of the animals from thousands of years ago, instead of worrying about the ones that went extent like the 100 years ago, is because they're like, well, we still got the DNA, so we'll worry about it later. Right now, we're trying to get the ones from like
Yeah.
thousands of years ago.
But it's like, why? Like, why do that? Like,
It helps.
but it's like how you were saying, like, you bring one species back, right? You don't truly know how that species acted, right? Like, you don't know their traits, you don't know their habits, you don't know what type of instinct they have.
It's a
like-
moral conundrum.
Like, you put them out there into the wild and shit, and you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, they could wipe up the whole fucking area if they wanted to,
Yeah.
for all you know. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, that's probably like the worst case scenario. But I think they're in like, oh, best case scenario, they'll hunt what they need, nothing more. They'll leave everything alone. That's like, but I mean, that's like a fucking fairy tale, if anything.
When you got money, you
Fuck
can do
it.
what you want. I think that's what they do, though. Imagine we were like scientists or something, and we're like, hey, we're trying to bring back any animal. And then people were like, if somebody's rich and was all right, I'll give you money out of this because it's something that everyone's doing. And the whole world is going to be like, oh, that's cool. And so,
If I had money, I would build Jurassic Park.
and speaking of that, I was on TikTok today and I saw a video of somebody saying that they have found an island where there's dinosaurs and stuff. And here's the thing: guess who was talking?
Oh,
It was Joe Rogan, right?
uh-huh.
And here's why, because he was Joe Rogan, I don't think he's gonna be lying, right? At least not about that stuff. I'm sure he lies, but at the end of the video, he's like, "Yeah, like and subscribe to see the pictures." I was like, "Yeah, this is AI."
There's no way. Like, that would be crazy. I mean, there are islands out there that nobody knows about.
Have you ever,
Anything could be possible. There could be a whole species we don't even know. You know what I mean?
Probably in the ocean.
The
So-
ocean's a perfect fucking example. We've only explored
5%?
10% of the fucking ocean.
yeah, and why do we want to go to space?
Yeah,
Suspicious, dude.
Yeah.
What's out there? I mean, if you read the Bible, there's
Like, no,
something
what's
that
here
would be.
that we would rather go to space than stay here.
Oh, and there was a
explore.
comment on the fucking clip I posted. A lot of people were just like, why can't you eat fish? Because of cannibalism. The cannibalism thing.
Oh, huh, yeah.
And my response to that is because supposedly there's only like fish like up to 200 miles from the shore. And from there on out, there's barely any fish. So they tend to stay around the shores. But yeah, talking about the fish.
Oh.
Yeah. My thing is, like, have you guys ever heard of the humanzi?
Humanity?
So there's this theory that that the Russians were trying to create a hybrid between human and chimpanzee for the strength and all that. And apparently it was successful, and the United States did try it too. There's people that tried it too.
I have never heard of that before. I was talking to my dad about it, like when we were talking about the werewolf and stuff.
Yeah.
I was telling him about that. Like, apparently we're really close in like the
Yeah.
DNA.
So now that you mentioned that, like, I've heard of a story where a woman was pregnant, but with I don't remember if it was a gorilla, chimp, whatever.
It was a chimp.
It was a chimp, right?
Chimp.
Is this the same thing? Or is this like a different
Apparently,
approach to whatever that experiment was?
No, yeah. A lot of people try to like put females to have sexual relations with chimpanzees in the intent to create a hybrid. And apparently like 2 or 3 women passed away from this.
Yeah.
And one did successfully get pregnant, but nobody knows what happened afterwards. Hence the moral conundrum. Then, if you guys haven't heard of Oliver the chimpanzee, the humanzee, Oliver? Mm-hmm. Oliver was a chimpanzee that had a lot of features that made him look human. Pale face,
What was his
everything.
name?
Oliver, the chimpanzee.
Yeah, so apparently, I mean, it says that chimpanzees, basically humans cannot successfully mate, produce viable offspring because humans have 46 chromosomes and chimps have 48.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, Oliver, if you guys look up a picture of Oliver, Oliver the chimpanzee, he looks very, very eerie.
Yeah.
He doesn't look real.
His head is small.
And he would stand up straight.
Like in this one, he doesn't look real.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
He would stand up straight, walk and everything.
Yeah, but I mean, chimps can do that now.
Yeah, no, but that was his thing. He didn't like...
Oh, he didn't like actually move like a chimp?
No, he would walk.
Think he was a hybrid?
They say the conspiracy is that he was a hybrid.
I mean,
oh my God.
Maybe humans cannot do it naturally, but like with science, I'm sure they're able to.
Yeah.
Bro, like,
But supposedly the Russians were very successful. They wanted to make a super soldier.
oh, so they wanted to build their own Avengers or some shit?
Some shit like that. Some shit like that. But it was never there. The proof of this experiment was never put out due to the moral standards and legality of it. But it was successful and they were able to. But the thing is that they had too many violent and wild tendencies to be able to actually, imply, like put him in an actual situation.
It's like it's a wild card.
Yeah.
It's a wild card.
Yeah. Have you guys ever watched Splice? I just watched it again today.
Splice.
So Splice is like, it's a movie where they put illegally they put human DNA with with a bunch of other animals and made like a hybrid of some sort, and it just like backfires on them completely.
And they go ape shit on everybody.
And the girl eventually goes ape shit on everybody that like actually had to do with that. And like I said, it was just a fucking wild card, bro. I feel like some of these movies, bro.
Splice.
Yeah.
Who's in it?
Adrian Brody.
Here's the thing. I don't think the stuff that we see, like the dire wolves right now, are the stuff that they're showing us, though.
No, there's more.
Notice how they don't, like you just mentioned, they don't show us like the hybrid between a human and a chimpanzee, though.
Yeah.
Like they definitely try to.
I'm telling you,
Area 51 has to have.
They say, yeah.
Yeah, like these top secret government facilities, most likely, highly likely.
Would you be able to, if you were to work for the government? I mean, I know you have to, but would you be able to like live
keep a
secret like that?
I'm telling you, fire me. I'm telling.
Yeah, I start making a video, you go viral, and then tomorrow, oh yeah, he woke up, and I mean, he didn't wake up, he just like naturally.
There's this scientist. What the fuck is his name? Jesus Christ.
I think me personally, I think I would live out my life. Like I'd probably keep the secret, and like once I was like toward the end, kind of just spill everything.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't believe you. I was like, this old man just.
But like like I know like I'd probably sound or look like a fucking crazy old man, but I mean in the end, like at least in the back of my mind, I'd be like, at least I told them, at least it's out there.
But nah, like just think about
Here's
it.
what it is.
The stuff.
If they want to believe it, they can believe it. If they don't want to, they don't want to.
Like the stuff that they do.
But that's how conspiracies are made.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Bob Lazar?
Sounds familiar.
So Bob Lazar was a scientist that worked in Area 51, and he was eventually let go. But he claims that once he was let go, he basically whistleblowed on Area 51, claiming that they did have alien ships and that he was working on them. And he would tell you, like, he'd be like, oh, this, that, and the third is happening. And this, there's a sport model. And he basically outed a lot of the secrets. And people always acted like he was, like, crazy. And throughout the years, like bits and pieces would come out, like declassified and stuff, and it would be exactly what he was saying years prior.
Yeah, I've seen like little snippets of
the he's
video.
Like adamant that there's alien life and that we are in possession of alien technology.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't fucking doubt that. Like you see some crazy ass shit in the sky sometimes.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, but then again, I feel like now I'm not more like I'm not too worried about what's in the sky, more so what's in the water.
Yeah, a lot of people say that the aliens come out of the water too. Yeah, because there's like civilization under there.
So do you think that there's like a, you know how people say that there's like a hollow? It could be a hollow Earth.
I don't know about that.
No,
I don't know about that.
Apparently, the hell is in it. It's in the center.
Yeah. Like there's like a whole nother civilization like within the Earth.
There's so many fucking things.
Or there might be demons that are just now being released, and
they say I've heard that theory that we're like aliens are fucking demons.
Probably.
My old man was saying something like that these aliens, so-called aliens, are demonic. They're demonic, and then there's these aliens that people have reported seeing, like that are very humanoid. A lot of people call them Aryan. So, because they're like, they don't have a sex, right?
Yeah.
They're neutral, just like angels. And they don't talk to you. They just look at you and telepathically talk to you. And that they're super tall and they're perfect. Their image is perfect. So they say that those are angels, and that the grays being the typical alien, short, bulbous head, gray, black eyes. Sorry about that. Back to it. So
yeah, dude.
Yeah, bulbous nostrils and shit. Those are the demons.
I don't know. But that opens like a whole nother, big ass conversation of like the universe is so big, like we can't be the only life.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, do you think the other life that's around us are demons then?
Who knows?
You get what I mean?
Yeah. Like, it's a question that we may never know in our lifetime.
Or like in another, like let's say like another planet, we're the demons to them. You know what I mean? Like,
think about it. The same way we're trying to go to the moon, Mars, and all of them. What if there's other countries, other planets saying like, oh, we're gonna go to Earth or?
Yeah,
probably.
You know what I mean?
They're like it's like how there's like planets that actually look like Earth and shit that are like fucking light years away. Like, what if there is life there?
You know
You know how they said that there was a fucking planet that had lights and shit?
Yeah. You know what I always wonder, and I don't know if it's a sin or anything, but I just wonder, what if we're now the only Earth? What if God has another Earth somewhere else?
Mm-hmm.
Like a parallel universe type thing?
Well, I mean, like, you know how, like, if you, let's just say, like, people can have multiple houses or can be in one country and then move to another country. That's not a good example, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like, what if there's another group of people somewhere.
But that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't
Like
know.
it opens a big ass like conversation of like you're saying that the aliens we see could potentially be demons, but it's like this universe is so big. It's like, yeah, to us they might be demons, but like what if in another planet we're the demons? Or what you're saying is um like what if there is another Earth with humans, but they don't know about us, and obviously we don't know about them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's like so many fucking questions, and like you said, we might not ever find out the answers to those questions.
I don't think I want to know.
It's like it would be a fucking mind blowing discovery.
It's like I was reading the comments in a video the other day. Somebody was like, I don't know what to do with this information now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's something that we may never know,
Yeah. So,
unfortunately.
But I think it's cool just wondering, like, what if? You know?
yeah.
And
The what ifs are the cool things.
Yeah. We'll
cool
fuck around and
question.
find out.
Yeah. Let's
Well.
not find out too much.
But I feel like we should end this.
But I told you there was gonna be 2 questions.
I'll see more.
So before we end this episode, would you, in a dire situation, life or death, eat human flesh?
As long as it's grill or fry, I'm good.
Holy
See what you do.
shit.
Told you. Backstrip.
Oh my god.
No, listen, I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm willing to try a lot of foods and stuff as long as they're cooked.
This isn't food.
I know what I'm saying, but like,
Yo.
I
For
guess the
culinary
part,
experiences on humans, go to Haiti.
right?
Oh my god. 5-star
I
dining.
guess if it's either you're gonna die, and
But,
that's the last thing you can eat.
Would you?
I guess probably.
You would? Like,
If I'm the only one doing it, I don't know. But if other people are doing it, probably. No,
no.
I guess in the video, I guess you were asking like the people like, I guess it was all you dying tomorrow because we're gonna have to eat you. Like that would be a weird thing to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's a wild thing to fucking say. You're gonna die tomorrow? All right, bro. Your lunch tomorrow.
Yeah, just make sure you shit and piss before.
No, dude,
Yeah.
imagine it was like, oh,
Just shower or like bathe yourself before you die.
I
It's
guess
like,
I
what
guess
the
one
fuck?
body will last them for, let's just say it lasted for a week, and they're like, okay, it's Sunday. It's like, what are we having for lunch tomorrow? We're gonna have.
I'm telling you. I'm not the only one.
dude. That's,
I guess I get. Would you do it?
I don't. Think
He said
so,
no.
Dude.
He
I
said
don't
no.
think
I
so.
would
Yeah,
turn
I
it
don't
to.
think so.
I would start eating grass and stuff.
Like,
In the middle of the ocean.
Oh,
yeah, like this is life or death. Like in the middle of the ocean, like you have nothing around you.
And
know,
you can't make it jerky, so.
I was gonna say because you have to eat it
You have to eat it really
raw.
raw and quick. Otherwise, it's gonna rot. So this is
What
like
if?
getting your fucking fill and probably eating a little bit more
What if?
just to
right?
get stupid full.
This is what you need to do. If someone's about to die, if somebody wants to be be sacrificed, I guess at this point, just cut it in little pieces and just fish with a. And then
I would
use
do that.
it and then catch.
I would
but
do
then
that.
again, what if you don't have the?
No, fuck that. What if you're in that part where there's no fish?
Well, I mean, you have to be super deep and.
Yeah, and how you're
It's a
going
lot
to
of
get that
fish,
deep?
Yeah, yeah. I guess it makes sense.
At this point, I'd just be like, "Yo, drown me, drown me."
I don't know because it takes longer for you to. You know, if you want to die, he's like, "Can I just die now?" No, it's not your time.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know if I'd be able to.
But then
do
again,
it.
I guess at that point, I feel like it's God's will that you eat.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah,
if
I
you
guess.
make it out alive, then I don't know.
Yeah, I'll probably just be like, if I'm meant to die, I'm meant to die. If that's your will, that's your will. If I live, I live. You know, like, I don't think I would eat human flesh.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I would never get on a cruise or whatever, go in a boat
Yeah.
to another country.
I mean, a cruise would be cool, one-time thing, but I've heard a lot of things about cruises too. so it kind of like discourages me from doing shit like that. Well, we'll leave that.
So yeah, to answer your question, now the
50-50?
50-50 because probably not gonna be cooked and probably gonna need salt. Although you could get salt, but no, 50-50.
Dry out the seawater.
Yeah,
Get some salt.
yeah, that's what I.
It's
you think
super
that-
hard. No.
No.
Unless the density is the density of the Dead Sea, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
You're not going to get shit.
Imagine being in the Dead Sea, not knowing it. Being able to fucking make jerky.
Yeah. But if you're going to be in the Dead Sea, you're going to be damn close to civilization. So.
Yeah.
Doo-doots. And with that, we end the episode, guys. Thank you for listening. We'll see you guys later. Follow us.
Subscribe. Comment.
Comment.
Say anything on it, even if it's hate something, dude.
We're on Instagram.
We get comments.
Yeah. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X, YouTube. So feel free.
He will
Follow
soon
us.
be opening his OnlyFans. He will be selling feet pics.
He does already though.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't. All right. Later, guys.